Good morning, everyone. Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys my daily morning EDC update. This is where I talk to you guys about knives that we're finishing up and how they've done over the last week or two, knives that I'm carrying right now and honing in on and how they're doing, and also a look ahead at some items that we'll possibly be putting into the rotation and focusing on. Now, before you hear, we have a couple of knives that are getting, ready to end their run, so to speak, in my testing and so on. And the Kirex here from Migron, I know all about their 14C. I have a ton of it, guys, and this is a performer. This is going to be a fantastic knife. If you like the blade shape, if you like the opening methods, and you like micarta, this is a fantastic knife. It's an easy pickup. No question about it. Very, very well done, especially at the $55 mark or so. And to top it all off, you get a titanium clip there. And then the Real Steel Pathfinder, guys, this is going to be a hard one to put away because this thing has just been absolutely fantastic to use. Not that I won't be using or carrying these anymore. It's just they won't be the center focus anymore. They'll still be getting their carry time and so on, but just not going to be focusing in on them as much. Another knife that we're still in the middle of kind of testing out, but I have a lot of familiarity with Kubi's 14C and 14C in general, and this knife is phenomenal, guys. Same thing again as these two. If you like the size, the blade shape, and the aesthetic of this knife, you are going to be pleasantly surprised with this and pleasantly pleased with this knife. The drop point with the swedge to the tip is just beautiful. Look at the edge on that guy. I wish they did a satin finished blade on these guys because that would have just, oh my goodness, would that have been absolutely beautiful. A satin finish with the satin hardware and the black G10. That would have been just a ultimate game changer for me. Kind of like Migron figured out. The satin finishes are going to be a lot more attractive or give us a stone wash. I mean, I like having the option because some knives I want the stone wash in because it's going to be bought for a specific user. Some stuff that is just kind of my, like a gent knife or, a looker, type of a deal. Then some of them I'll buy with a satin finish. Or just sometimes I feel like getting a satin, sometimes I feel like getting a stone wash, and sometimes I like a coated. It really just depends what the options are. And I think if they offered this with a satin blade, man, would this be just even better. The crossbar lock is exceptionally well done. It is adjustable, just like the Kaiser clutch lock is. I don't know if they're calling this the clutch lock or what they're calling it, but it is an adjustable crossbar lock. They've redone their pocket clip here, and it is just phenomenal, guys. So these three are going to be kind of getting ready to be at the end of their cycle. Now, we do have the Ruckus and Aus 10 to keep going on, but I cannot find it. I don't know if I left it in my truck, which is, I hope, where I did leave it. But I just was getting ready to get it for this video, and I cannot find it anywhere. So that really sucks. I don't know if I lost it or if I just misplaced it somewhere. It's very possible because I don't typically do that. I don't typically lose any knives. They get carried and then they get brought right back into this room and go back into the spot that I've designated for them. So sometimes I'll carry them into my room or something like that, and that might be where it is as well. So Not all hope is lost, but I'm hoping we can find that soon. Now, one of the ones that are going to be filling in or filling the place of some of these is this corgi. Now, Vostede sent this in for me to check out and, whatnot. And I'm going to put this thing through its paces. This is also coming in 14C28N, and I've really fallen in love with this knife when I thought there's no way I'll really care for it. I was dead wrong about this knife. I really like it. It's not, something I would want every knife to be, but this is different enough and unique enough and it's built well enough that I actually really enjoy this thing. And it's got solid lockup, which is another, reassurance or a weight off your shoulders that you don't have to worry about, the plunge lock in there. It is solid. And it's just cool how high up these tabs are above the pivot. It just gives you so much leverage on there that you can just rocket that blade out of there. Whether you want to do the front flipper or the rear flipper, if you catch that thing just right, you are going to rocket that guy out. So he's going to be kind of coming into the rotation here. Now, we do have a semi caveat that we're going to be changing. We were going to be honing in on the Enforcer, but due to some changes that have just recently come in, we're actually going to be honing in on the new off-grid. This is the Stinger EDC, and this is their brand new spear point. Just released it the other day, guys. And if you didn't see it, I have an unboxing of this guy and the XL versions. I had 2 of these come in and 2 of these come in. And the unboxing is live on the channel right now. You can head over there and check it out. It's that's an awesome video. And in the description of that video, I have links to these knives, and those links do help out the channel. So go ahead and head over there and buy yourself an off-grid. But this is what we're going to be honing in on. Eventually, we'll be honing in on the big guy, and I carried these two today together, actually, and just an ultimate combo, guys. If you need a little, just a quick cut, get it out and use it, put it away type of deal, this is perfect for that. I used both of these countless times today, and I had my Viper V2 with me as well. But this is if you just need to really do some cutting, or, if you need to get into something a little bit more substantial. This makes the Pathfinder look small, and the Pathfinder is a big boy. So that just tells you how big this guy is. It comes in over 9 1/4, so it's a beastly boy. But we'll be bringing him in eventually. But instead of the Enforcer, we're going to be doing the Spear Point Stinger EDC. Love this thing, guys. It's like the perfect size for an EDC knife. Plenty of blade there to get the job done. Great detent, nice little flipper action, drop shutty, and lockup is solid as a rock. And then just off-grid has really been impressive over the last couple of weeks since I got my very first one. Just a really impressive group of knives and a really impressive group of people over at off-grid. Very nice people to deal with, and then they make a very, very nice product over there as well. 154 on this guy, so not much difference from the Enforcer to this guy, just a different blade shape, but they're both 154, so it's not a big change. It's just we're going to replace that with this guy. Now, we're also going to, I wanted to switch it up and not be with 154 and 14C the whole time. So we're going to bring in a different knife to start honing in on, and that is going to be this Schrade Radok, and this bad boy's an S35VN, and I cannot wait to get this thing going. This is also a big boy here, not quite as big as the XL Stinger there, but this is a substantial knife right here. A nice satin finish. Look at that. A beautiful satin finish on there. Nice modified Wharncliffe or modified sheep split blade. You have a nice little ramp with some jimping here above the thumb studs there. Crossbar lock, carbon fiber for the handle material. Just a solid knife. We have some very beautiful carbon fiber. I didn't know Schrade was making knives of this caliber here. We did an unboxing. I think it actually was released the day I'm recording this. So if you haven't seen that one, that's a good one as well. It's a quadruple knife unboxing, couple more affordable knives, and then at the very end, I undo this guy, and to my surprise, this thing is outstanding, guys. Very, very surprising. I mean, I just didn't know that Schrade was putting knives out quite like this, and it's a good knife, guys. I've done a little bit of cutting and carrying with it. The pocket clip is unique and probably could use a little redesign there. Now, it works good. It's comfortable in hand. So there's that. It's functional and it works good. It's comfortable. So there is that. But it's not reversible, and we have an ambidextrous lock here. So that's kind of a where I think they could just go with this guy, and I don't see it interfering with anything because it's open construction. I think they should just do a top and bottom straight on straight, you know, and just leave it with 2 screws. And I don't know what they would want to do with the opposite side, maybe an aluminum filler tab in the carbon fiber. I'm not 100% sure, but something. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Or you could do it behind the scale even. You could do something like what, who does it? Like the Beluga here, behind the scale. So that's an option as well. I think it's well done. It's functional. It works good. It's just, I think it needs a little redesign in the sense that we want to make it so lefties can carry this guy as well. And I like the idea of the 3 screws. Off-Grid does that. But they make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, a little bit cleaner. Like, I have no worries about this pocket clip going anywhere. No issue at all. And it looks clean. I mean, it looks good. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing something like that. Especially for purpose-built knives. That's what those off-grids are. They're purpose-built. They're built to be users and depended on, and that's why they do that triple Torx on the clips, and I have no problem with it because it looks good. So that could be an option for this guy here as well. I think this part that kind of elbows off is kind of unnecessary. It is. It's unnecessary. But I don't want to harp on that too much because the rest of the knife is just absolutely outstanding. I really, really like this. And it's part of their USA made line as well. So that's another nice touch on this guy here. I've become a big fan of this knife. So we're going to be moving some S35 from Schrade into the mix as well. just to get a different steel and a different feel instead of 14C 154, which I love, but just so we have something else a little different in the mix. Now let's get re-situated here. So as of a couple of days ago, maybe, I think it was, it might have been like Friday or somewhere in that ballpark, I decided to go ahead and switch from the Shadowborn Hanks and EMP EDC pouch. Now this is not going anywhere, guys. This is going to be part of my EDC, especially a part of the rotation. But for the sake of testing out different things, we're going to be putting this one to the side, like I've mentioned. And we're going to be bringing in the mini pouch potato from Daily Carry Co. Now, let's get this guy off to the side. I wasn't sure that I would like this thing. I was optimistic about it, and, you know, but in the back of my mind, I wasn't sure. But, guys, I have to say that I have been pleasantly surprised with this guy. I can fit a bunch of EDC gear in here and still maintain. Look at this footprint. This is, and there's still room in here. So let's see what we got. I also have decided, so we added a Hank, which was not in the SBH pouch. We're keeping our lighter for now. I have some other ones to test out. We have our flashlight, the Dapper Designs Ion. We have our Big Idea Design Pocket Pen Pro with the new refill in it, which means it is larger. And instead of switching, guys, which is what I was going to do, I'm going to have an issue switching because of the way this pouch is laid out. Now, I do have another option or two or something like that I could go to. But I want to keep testing this one out with the new refill in it because this is a game changer with the new refill in it. A little bit longer refill makes the pen a little bit longer. And we are keeping the Olight O-Pry tool here. And is that it? Yeah, that is it. I feel like I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Oh, yeah. I am. I was messing with it. The other thing that I've been keeping in there is the Daily Carry Co. Alley Slide, or the AI Slide, I guess they call it. Their take on a gravity knife. And I want to get this out and use it a little bit more. This is a cool gravity knife. I have to say that it's comfortable. It's not too overly big, and it's definitely not heavy, being as this is aluminum. Now they do have a black handle satin blade, 14C, which is also great looking. So that's actually been in here as well. Now, one thing we're going to be doing in this video right now, we're going to be switching out the Dapper Designs Ion. And what we're going to be going to is we're going to go to the Raylight Pineapple Mini here. Took some thought. I wasn't sure which way I was going to go with which light to try out, because it has to be the right size, right? We don't want it too big, and we don't want it too small, and I don't want to, I have some, this has kind of been designated as my flashlight bag here, or my flashlight pouch, because it's massive and can hold tons of flashlights. But I have my O-lights over here, which we could have done one of them, but where's the fun in that? So we're going to be switching the Dapper with the Raylight Pineapple Mini there. And the conclusion, guys, on the titanium Dapper Designs Ion is it's phenomenal. It's got a very easy user interface, and it holds a good charge for a good long while. And these are very affordable. I don't want to say the price and say it wrong, but I want to say they're like $60 or something like that. And to get a titanium flashlight like this with a beautiful light, it won't pick up on camera that well, but it's got a nice light to it. So I'm a big fan of the Ion. Definitely going to be a mainstay in the EDC, but we'll be switching it out for this beautiful boy here, which this has an extremely good looking light. And it's just a beautiful flashlight. In my opinion, it's taken on a nice patina. This used to be a very bright copper. You can kind of see it in between the milling there, but it's starting to take on a nice patina of its own. And I don't have much copper or brass items. This is one of the few. So this guy will be going into the pouch as well. And we can kind of reload up here. The only thing, I do love this. So you're kind of splitting hairs with what do you prefer? Do you want more gear that is able to be carried on you? Or do you want a little bit more organization? And that's where the Shadowborn Hanks pouch comes in very handy. You have those couple of slots on the back here where you can put 2 or 3 items. And then you have the zipper pouch where you can throw 1 or 2 items. Now with this one, everything is going to be in the same spot, right? Which is, it's not the best thing in the world, but it is nice that the footprint of this thing is so much smaller than that of the Shadowborn Hanks. And I can fit more in this and keep it more minimal. All that stuff is in here, guys, and it's not heavy. You know what I mean? A lot of it's aluminum, titanium. The pen is the flashlight is copper, but not really that heavy. But, you know, if you do this just right, it stays very minimal, easy to throw in a back pocket or even a front pocket for that matter. So I'm going to designate this when we're done testing it. I'm going to designate this as some part of my EDC. I just haven't figured out quite where to place it and what to put in it. I don't mind that the stuff is on top of each other anymore. Like, that would have bothered me a couple years ago. And it's not like the stuff's really getting grinded on each other. Like, everything's kind of laying on top of each other. And it kind of is what it is. If it's stuff you're using anyway, day to day, then it's going to get marks and scratches and stuff anyway. So if that's a worry for you, then you probably don't want to go with something quite like this. But if you're trying to, you know, pack a small utility type knife or something like that, flashlight, pen, little pry bar, a lighter, and a mini hank or something, which I highly recommend the mini hanks from Issuing Stitches. Link is always in the description. Capital GBall 10 gets you 10% off on his Etsy store there. But you can fit all that in here and maintain a very, very small footprint. So I'm a huge, huge fan of this pouch. I just got to figure out how to set it up, how I want to do it, and how to move on from there. So that is your long-ass EDC update, guys. It's been a couple of days since I've done one, so we had a little bit more to kind of go over. But we'll be doing one every other day or so. The longer we go without doing them, the more info we have to cover. And I think it's been like 5 days since my last one. So We had a little bit more to cover in this one, but hope you enjoyed it, and we will have another one here within the next couple of days, and we'll see how things are going from there. This just moved into the rotation, and I didn't carry it over the weekend, so yesterday was really the first day taking it with me, and then today. So working out so far so good, but we will see how things continue to go. Let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. I love hearing from y'all. And before you head out, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel or you've been here before and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, have a good day, and I will catch you on the next one.